Now, Shay, I wanted to stay on that quarterback position. We have Garrett Nussmeier now stepping in the role, filling in some big shoes left behind by Jayden Daniels. Obviously, a different style of quarterback and a different offensive scheme now with Mike Denbrock gone from the picture. Could you maybe talk about what we should expect from Garrett Nussmeier compared to Jayden Daniels when we saw last year in a different offensive system?
Yeah, look, Joe Sloan takes over as OC, but he had been the quarterback's coach. So he's worked with Daniels, worked with Nussmeier plenty. And I think that when you see what Nussmeier did in the Wisconsin Bowl game, and then saw him look in big spurts, he played against Georgia in the SEC championship game when Jayden Daniels could only play that first half and then couldn't go for the second half. And he came in the fourth quarter at Alabama, and we saw a little bit of him. But Wisconsin was his first start in that bowl game, and LSU fell behind. And he just sort of kept him in it, made some big throws, game managed well, didn't turn the ball over but once on a play that wasn't really his fault. And that's what you want to see. Look, he is a gunslinger. We saw it in the SEC championship game when he came in. He threw it all over on Georgia down the field, and that's what he loves to do. But operating within this offense, I think, is what he's really put his focus on this offseason. Now that he is QB1, there is no doubt about it. He will be LSU's starter, and barring any injury, he will be starting every game for them this year. So I think not shedding the gunslinger mentality, embracing it, but also playing within this offense, not turning the ball over. Those are things he's put a focus on. But boy, this most recent practice we watched, he was throwing it deep all over the yard. The wide receivers were kind of getting the best of the DBs at times on some big shots downfield. So I don't think we're going to see him running for thousands of yards like Jayden Daniels did. But he said, look, I'm mobile. I can run around a bit. But again, everyone who's watched Garrett Nussmeier knows it's a guy who sits back there in the pocket. Even off platform, he's got a cannon. And how much do they unleash that? We'll see. But I think quietly around Baton Rouge, sources kind of feel good about where LSU sits at quarterback, given it is somewhat of an unknown, right? With a lot of SEC teams returning their starting quarterback. Nussmeier going into the season making just his second ever start. He's not a vet, but he's been around long enough to where I don't think he's a rookie either. And I think that'll kind of maybe surprise some people who watch him for the first time this year.